So what have you learned from your experience?
Just say it.
I learned that white people are passive aggressive, like very passive aggressive.
Yeah, like how so? What do you mean?
I would say in my experiences, I don't know. So like my identity, how I present myself, is kind of like people aren't sure how to approach me. Mm-hmm. So usually when I get misgendered pretty often. So like when people come up to me, they be like, "Excuse me, sir. Do I look like a guy?"
I don't know. Hang on. All right.
One thing I do notice is that when she's communicating, everything she says kind of has like a negative connotation. And the reason that that's important is because I've noticed this a few times when I watch these type of videos. They're like, okay, so what do you think about white people? Or what do you think about conservatives? Or what do you think about men? Just something like that. And it would always be like the worst thing that comes to mind first.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to look in the camera and answer this question. Speaking from your personal experience, your experience, okay? In all your interactions with white people from early on, okay?
They laugh.
And you got this has to come from you. You can't speak about what other people say. You can't use any of the that's out there.
It's crazy how he has to like put like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a asterisk. I don't even think that's the right word, but you know, like just a hint for her not to use other people's experiences when she's talking about white people. Like, oh, you can't talk about what other people's experiences. You can't talk about what you see on the news. He has to like put like a warning for her. That's nothing against this person. I'm just saying in general.
I want you to. What have you learned about white people? And you can talk to all the white people in class, and you can say, "Okay, white people, here's what I've learned about you."
What have I learned about white people?
Before she goes, I want to say what I have learned. Ever since starting, actually, I'm gonna wait to the end of the video. I'm gonna wait.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about.
Wait, can I just say something? By the way, is this not awesome? Here's this woman who's I'm just black from Philly, gets an opportunity to tell all you white people what she's learned about you. Okay? Is that awesome? Like, I love this class. All right.
What I've learned about white people.
Yeah, dude.
Like in my whole
all
life.
these white people, you're going to tell them all,
like
man.
in my whole entire life.
Yeah, just what you've learned, man.
Just say it.
You're ready, right? You're ready to hear it? Yeah, look at that guy right there, man. He's like, bring it on, man.
I don't know. Okay, what I learned about white people my entire life, being black.
No, what you've learned from your experience. Not from your friends and your parents. No. No, come on.
You sure you want that?
Yeah, dude. You have how old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
Dude, you're 19. You have 19 years of experience. You met lots and lots of white people. So what have you learned from your experience?
Just say it.
I learned that white people are passive aggressive, like very passive aggressive.
Yeah, like how so? What do you mean?
I would say in my experiences, I don't know. So like my identity, how I present myself, is kind of like people aren't sure how to approach me. Mm-hmm. So usually when I get misgendered pretty often. So like when people come up to me, they be like, "Excuse me, sir. Do I look like a guy?"
I don't know. Hang on. All right. Okay.
Look like a
woman. I don't know. I just feel like, cause growing up, elementary school, I went to a predominantly white school, and then the demographic changed as I got older. I went to the same
Okay, wait, hang on then. What'd you learn about white kids when you were young? Did you interact with a lot of white kids? What'd you learn about us? I don't want the exception.
Have a lot of questions.
They have a lot of questions. Okay, cool. White people are curious. This is white people. Have you noticed? This is a theme here. We're very curious. That's a good thing. All right, what else?
I don't know. See, the area that I grew up, it was kind of like just white people for a long time until it started changing. So
okay. So what else? They're curious. What else did you learn about white people?
They often tend to. Okay, so they often
you white people, you often tend
offend. They tend to offend you, and then when you like say, "Oh, that was offensive," they're like, "What? Why? Like, why offensive?"
Okay, so we're curious, in other words.
She was confused. Oh my goodness. Of course, I'm not gonna go against this young woman's experiences. I don't know where she grew up. Me personally, I didn't grow up around a lot of white people coming up. I grew up around predominantly black areas, so I don't know what it's like to go to a school where it's a predominantly white group of people. I don't. But one thing I do notice is that when she's communicating, everything she says kind of has like a negative connotation. And the reason that that's important is because I've noticed this a few times when I watch these type of videos. They're like, okay, so what do you think about white people? Or what do you think about conservatives? Or what do you think about men? Just something like that. And it would always be like the worst thing that comes to mind first. And all I gotta say about that is that I genuinely hope that people saying these things didn't have like really rough times coming up with white people, but I don't think they did, because when I'm hearing her speak, and of course I'm not trying to invalidate, it seems like she's looking for something bad to say in her mind, but she's kind of having a hard time identifying exact examples, and that's why she keeps saying like kind of playing it off, but it seems like she wants to say something bad, but can't identify it directly. But what I've heard is that they're very curious, they ask a lot of questions. She said they're passive aggressive, but she didn't necessarily say an example of it. I'm assuming asking questions would be the passive aggression. I don't know, she didn't go into details yet, but let's wait. Hey y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe.
I guess.
All right. So all right, that's
Like,
cool.
that's all I got.
Well, how do wait? Do people?
What?
Does your experience of white people is that we offend you by accident, or we're trying to do it, or we trip over ourselves? Or like,
She's so
Sometimes
cute.
it does feel like some of the stuff that I'm asked is like kind of like, why are you asking me?
yeah.
Because it's like there's Google, like right there. You could just type it.
Yeah, but you seem really approachable. I would ask you questions.
Really, that's so
Yeah.
funny that you say that, because every time, like my freshman year coming here, I sat down in my English 15 class in predominantly white school, so of course there's gonna be a lot of white kids, and I'm sitting there, and all the kids start coming in. I got there pretty early, and then nobody wants to sit next to me.
That's because they're afraid, man.
Afraid
Were you
of
wearing
what?
those cool overalls and the kicks, man?
Nah, it's kind of like more laid back, like Adidas sweatpants, some
Alright.
regular.
But I would say this: it seems like you have a problem when people ask you questions about yourself. Like, knowing me, I ask people, and I never thought of it bad, but maybe I need to look at it differently. Like, where are you from? Where'd you grow up at? Oh, you went to that school? How was it? Like, it's just conversation, especially when you're in college. You want to make friends, especially with the people in your classes, because y'all share the same majors. Y'all can help each other in the long run. So like, hey, what's your name? Where you from? But you stated that you don't like when they ask you too many questions. They gotta ask you the right questions. But then you're also saying that they didn't want to sit beside you, and you were, I guess, offended that they didn't want to sit beside you. So my question for you is, what do you want out of white people? I guess that would probably be my question. Do you want them to, sit beside you, ask you questions they don't know, really be a friend, because that's what friends do? Or do you just want them to leave you alone? But it sounds like you kind of have like different beliefs. Like, sometimes you want them near you, sometimes you don't. Maybe I'm a little off, but if I'm off, somebody explain what she's saying in the comments below.
They were probably like trash sneakers.
All right, okay.
Like,
All right, so listen, let me go with. So what you've learned from white people, you haven't learned though. Is it like just pretty I don't know. There's like this. It's like there's this wall between. Okay, the reason people don't sit next to you, one reason is because we feel like there's this big wall here. It's like, oh, I'm so different. I can't sit next to you. I maybe can't. So like, what do you want to say to white people? No, what kind thing? What do you want to say? You've already told us. We're really curious. That's a good thing. Stay curious.
What do I want to say to white people?
By the way, can I just tell you something? So you're the first person all semester I'm like touching. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm really touching because I feel you're so approachable. I feel like we're just friends. Like I'm definitely gonna recruit you to work for me because you just have that energy. So I'm just like, all right, man, what do you got? Yeah, you have that. So
Yeah, she does have a very kind energy. So y'all, please be nice in the comments because everyone has different thoughts or opinions. And I don't make these videos to bash students or to bash professors. I really don't. I make it to learn more about it and to show everyone that we're all equal at the end of the day, regardless of race. And I feel like an area that, I disagree with, I'm not even going to say she's misled, but that I disagree with is that sometimes we forget that other races, I don't forget, but sometimes it seems like people forget that other races are humans too, and the same thoughts that go through our head, the same insecurities that go through our head when it comes to especially making friends or in social settings go through their heads as well. And I'm not saying everyone, but let's say you're very new to a class, you're a freshman going into the class. If you don't know anyone in that class, more than likely you're going to sit next to the person who looks the most similar to how you look. And that's just human nature. That's just how our brains think. But when it happens to us, we kind of, dehumanize in a way. Like, oh, why didn't nobody sit next to me? They're just all racist. Like, no, that's not the case. And I try to look at the best in everyone because at the end of the day, we're all living very similar lives. We're all United States citizens, or you may not be from here. So, yeah, man, just treat others as humans and go from there.
Thank you. Okay, the question, what do I want to say to white people?
yeah.
I don't know. When you see a black person, don't be so amazed.
Amazed.
Yeah, I feel like white people, even if they come, like, white people from Philly, they're like, it's like still like some amazement when talking to me because I got my experience.
Can I explain what that is? Dude, can I speak white people? Can I just say what I think a part of that is? Bro, can I say it? Are we good? All right, man. I think it's just because we really are curious and we're really, really wanting to not be racist, and we really want to have friendships and friends with people from lots of different backgrounds.
And I understand that, but sometimes it's like really uncomfortable. Like when you were talking in class about like the really liberal woke class of people, and they're like, I don't know, it's uncomfortable because it's like you're trying too hard and it gets to a certain point where it doesn't feel genuine anymore. So now I feel like it's satire. Like you're sitting here and you're trying to you're so cool, bro. Like,
and I definitely understand what she's saying. But here's what I will say about this. When it comes to, let's talk about being a YouTuber or even making friends. The number one rule to being a YouTuber and to appealing to the people who watch your videos is to try to understand what they like, try to understand how they communicate and how they reciprocate information. And that's the same way when it comes to talking to your teachers or professors or making friends. When you want to be a really good friend, it's not about what you can get from them. It's about what you can give to them and how you can take in what they're saying and, I guess, translate it so that you can understand it. All I'm saying is when you are around a white person or a black person or someone of a different culture of you and you aren't accustomed to how they communicate, that doesn't mean that they're trying to, be too loud or too crazy or like try to fit into your narrative, would it be like, or they're not being genuine. It just means that you don't really understand or you don't really get yet how they communicate, and they're trying to relate to you on that level to the best of their ability. So it's your responsibility if you want that type of friend. If you don't, then just ignore it. But if you do want to build that connection, I don't know if you want to or not. I really can't tell at this point. But if you want to build that type of connection, try to relate to them on that level. You see they're trying to meet you halfway, but you're over here saying, oh, they're too pressed basically to be my friend. They're too nice. They ask too many questions. They care about me a little too much. But my thing is, if you really feel uncomfortable, communicate in a way that would make them make them understand that. Or ask them some questions. All I'm saying is try to mirror their energy if it's a positive energy. But if you're putting off a negative energy, then what are they supposed to do at this point? It's like walking on eggshells.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so here it is. Hey, Nitty, wait, where'd you go? Hey, can you get one of them? Yeah, just bring one person in. So here's what I want you to do. You're a photographer, right?
Yes.
I want you to take the next week or two, and I want you to do a photo shoot of white people around campus. I just want you to take,
They're going to look at me like I'm crazy.
No, it's all good. No. I want you to take 6 to 8 photos of white people that just feel like really show what a Penn State white person is. All right? From your eyes, Tay the photographer. Okay?
Okay, Sam.
All right, I got you. And then we're going to put them up on the screen. All right? You got 2 weeks.
I got you.
Don't have anybody doing bong hits and stuff, all right?
Nah, I got you.
All right, have a seat, man. Thanks. Yo, by the way, that was cool. All right, bro. Have a seat, man.
Yeah, that was really good. If y'all would like a part 2 to this, let me know. I just feel like it's like a communication barrier. She seemed like she was ready to attack them when she came up there, but she calmed down a little bit. The professor is like, oh, this just means that. Very great professor. The lecture is called Class Number 6, Shades of White, on Social 119. If you have any more suggestions or want a part 2, comment part 2 and subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all later.